Today we're going to talk about the most efficient way of stretching out your shoulder and increasing its range of motion. Lots of different techniques, lots of different ways of stretching, but here we're just talking about that will work, but we're talking about the most efficient way for you, okay? It's a static stretch, so that's where you put your arm in a position and you would hold it there statically without bouncing or anything. You just hold it. Does it work though? It says, well, a study published in the journal Physical Therapy took 57 subjects and randomly divided them up into 4 groups. The first group held the static stretch for a length of 15 seconds, second for 30, and the third for 60. Fourth group was a control group that didn't stretch at all. So here you got 4 groups. One did one stretch for 15 seconds, the other one held it for 30 seconds and 60 seconds. All 3 groups performed one stretch a day, just once, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. Results showed that holding a static stretch for 30 seconds was as effective as 60. So, you know, if 30 is as effective as 60, why do you want to hold it for 60 seconds? Also, holding a stretch for a period of 30 seconds was more effective than holding for 15 seconds or not stretching at all. Looks like if you hold a stretch for 15 seconds, it doesn't do much to make you more flexible. So just remember that. On the other hand, holding a stretch for 30 seconds does work, and as well as 60 seconds. Wow, so now you know 30 seconds seems to be the magic number. It makes you wonder if doing a bunch of 30-second stretches would be even better than doing it one time a day like they did in the study. So here's another study. This is a randomized controlled trial. Now this is a very well done studies. This is the highest form of proof in medicine that something's effective is the randomized controlled trial. Yet another randomized controlled trial done several years later set out to research not only the optimal length of time to hold a static stretch, but also the optimal number of times to do it. So this time they took 93 subjects, randomly put them into 3 1-minute stretches, 3 30-second stretches, okay, a 1-minute stretch, and a 30-second stretch, or a control group that did nothing at all, which is superb. The results, not surprising, was the fact that all groups that stretched became more flexible than the control group that didn't stretch. However, what was surprising was the finding that among the groups that did stretch, no one group became more flexible than the other. In other words, researchers found that as far as trying to become more flexible, it made no difference whether the stretch time was increased from 30 to 60 seconds, or when the frequency was changed from doing one stretch to doing it 3 times a day. So here we have yet another randomized controlled trial, the kind of study that provides the highest form of proof in medicine, which is showing us once again that holding a 30-second stretch is just as effective as 60 seconds. And to top it all off, doing the 30-second stretch once a day is just as good as if you did it 3 times a day. All right, interesting, other randomized controlled trials have also supported the effectiveness of the 30-second stretch. So there you go. That's the most efficient way of increasing range of motion in your shoulder, or other muscles as far as that goes.